Hey guys,
Hi.
we're
Hi.
back today, episode 2 of season 5, and we have a very special guest that
I'm
we have
so
been trying to get
excited.
on
I'm
for
so
so
excited.
long. We have Victoria Song with us today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's
Of
our
course,
friend.
Of course.
Well, our teacher
we're
friend, but
we're
not our
familiar.
friend. But
Yes.
yes.
And we are going to get into
All the things.
all the things today. Unblocking, unconstricting, transitioning, all the things. So
Yes. And I think the reason me and Savannah wanted to have Victoria on is I did her amazing 18-week course and really trying to unblock something for myself and step into my feminine energy, which I want her to talk about because I need a refresher course. And really just trying to get to the next level of where I want to be in a number of different ways. So I would love for you to tell the viewers like exactly what you do. I think it's really important and how you kind of came to this point in your career, because I think it's also really interesting. And then we'll jump into like a little bit of our experiences and kind of freestyle. I have a couple of questions. I'm pretty sure we will take a few callers just to hear from people. I think what you do is really unique and really unconventional. And as somebody who often is quite rebellious and fearless, I feel like I needed to do something unconventional to get to the other side. And then I went to the other side and then I was like, all right, Savannah, come on. You come too. So I think just in being able to share. So I would love for you to tell everybody kind of what you do first.
Yeah. Okay. So, what I do is I help people understand what is blocking them from achieving what they want. And sometimes that's what they want is their love life. It could be their next financial milestone. It could be having a family. And so I identify and unblock that thing. It could be a trauma, a wound, a pattern. And we just sort of block and tackle. We're like, okay, next thing, let's heal that. Let's free you until you're completely free to have everything that you want.
And do you think people can have everything?
Absolutely. Yes.
You do?
Yes.
My God, I don't even know if I do.
it's a lot of work.
Do
It's a
you
lot
do
of
you
work.
think so?
I think so. But it's a lot of work.
You mean a lot of work on the person to have everything?
Yes.
And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it requires a lot of truth telling and a lot of releasing things that no longer serve. And sometimes that's scary for people. Everybody wants the breakthrough, but they're not really willing to give up what they know, the familiar, their comfort zone. So, like, I want the dream relationship, but it's like, but are you willing to either do whatever it takes or even be willing to walk away if this isn't it? And most people would rather settle and be like, no, I don't want to blow up my life. But ultimately, it can look like breakdown, but it's actually a breakthrough. You have to give up what you know.
Okay, well, the show's over, guys. We can leave now. It's giving. I'm about to be crying because you know how I feel. And tell us a little bit about your book, which I love, and I give it away all the time. There's 42 of them in my office. I give it to everybody. But tell me a little. Tell the viewers, and you know, Savannah's read it already as well. But tell us a little bit about the book and what you think it helps people get to.
Yeah. So the book is called Bending Reality: How to Make the Impossible Probable. And now I've even upgraded that to inevitable because I do think you can have whatever you want. And one of the main frameworks I teach in it is contraction versus expansion. And so the idea is contraction, you can feel it in your body. It's like this visceral feeling of like contracting the body. Maybe you're playing small, you're shrinking back. It feels like shallow breathing. It feels like fight or flight, you know? So all of those things are contraction. And everything can trigger us into contraction, whether it's doubt or guilt or shame or limiting beliefs, right? These are all the sorts of things that trigger contraction. And then what I help my clients do is release the contraction so they can make the opposite, expansion, their default state of reality. And expansion is like feeling good, like confident, powerful, breathing, you know, deeply, and being able to feel grateful for your life, celebratory, excited about things like that. So there's a live energy.
Yeah.
That expansive feeling is what I'm teaching people how to reach in the book.
Got it. I mean, I feel like we were just talking about that because we were talking about Savannah's birthday a couple episodes ago, and just like even people not wanting to celebrate their birthday. Is that even a small like to me, that's a big celebratory moment to make another year around the sun. But the idea of like planning for it, or like it's coming up in a few, we were just talking about it the other day, but it's coming up in 2 months. We're like, so what are we going to do? And she's like,
This
And
is a conversation that we had last year.
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
Same thing. And it's so interesting because I went into that birthday coming off of our conversations, like
Yeah.
so happy, so joyful, so receiving. It was amazing.
Amazing. I
And
remember.
then it was great. And then somewhere along the line, I started to contract again, go back into that like
Yeah.
state of fear, shame, not being as confident.
Mhm.
And that's why when we talk about like having a refresher and doing all the things, like you have to work to stay in that state.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so.
So we'll talk every
hard.
time before your birthday to make sure you can receive and have your heart open.
Yes. I
Yes.
think that that's probably my issue with the feminine energy. Like
Receiving.
and also being in it. Like,
Mm.
you know, when I originally, so Fly by Jing, shout out to Jing. She introduced me to Victoria. And I think just being in my feminine energy so that I can receive love and be open to dating and be open to that. I think I automatically go back to what's familiar, which is like protecting myself, being in more masculine energy. And I think it's really hard, not only for myself, but a lot of women to be in feminine energy. We recently were talking about it as well and saying like, do women want to work because they feel like men no longer like will provide consistently for them? Like, you know, in 50 years ago, you'd ask a lady like, would she want to work? And she'd be like, no, like I'm a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah.
And times have changed, but I wonder, like we were talking about, do we wonder if women are in that place out of fear and wondering if they're truly going to be taken care of and if there is a real definition of partnership and that level of trust. Instead of being in the feminine energy, we're mostly in the masculine because we have to provide and take care of and all of those things. Can you talk a little bit about the two different energies? Because that's originally what brought me to you, was working in my feminine energy and opening my heart for love, which I feel like I often struggle with out of fear.
Of course. Yeah. So my observation is that especially powerful, ambitious women, they tend to lean into their masculine because they were deeply wounded or disappointed by the masculine in their life. And so they're like kind of doubling down and sort of becoming untouchable. They're like, I don't need this. I'm going to become it in my life.
Okay. Again, we'll see you next week on Thursday. Thank you very much. That sounds very familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do often women work through that? Because I feel like even going through the 18-week course, I feel like I came out renewed and refreshed.
And you had some great relationships and learned a lot.
But then I feel like I completely contracted and just am like, like, and not so much I desire it, but I don't think that I showed that I desire it. Like, so I desire it, but I don't like, you know, it's funny. One of our other close friends, Malika, said to me the other day, she was like, you're the queen of no. Like, someone asks you something, it's, no, I'm not going on a date. No, I'm not doing that. Like, no.
How does no protect you?
I feel like no. Well, most of the time I say no because I'm not interested.
Okay.
And I feel like I know what I'm interested in, but maybe I don't. Or maybe I just, most of the time I feel like I'm not interested in it.
How do you feel, Victoria, about like something like that? And we just had a caller say that they don't want to feel dumb if they fall or if they surrender into love for the sake of the conversation. And they basically get egg on their face. What do you say about the surrender? Because I feel like that might be a little bit of what the fear is just letting go and living
and
in
you
that.
have been heartbroken.
Yeah, immensely.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like every time I feel like I come closer to healing from that, then it's like, well, why can't I just try it again? And I'm like,
Yeah. Well, the pain is so great because you have such a capacity for love. You know, your heart's so big. And when you let somebody in, it touches you so deeply. You know, you have so much capacity to feel.
Yes.
And so that's why someone can only really hurt you if you open your heart to let them in that deeply. And that's a blessing because there's so many people who don't even let people in, as to your point that caller asked. Like, I don't even want to let somebody in because I don't want to be disappointed. But you've actually allowed yourself to let people in. And the heart, people forget, is actually a muscle. And we understand that the way muscles grow is that they have to rip and tear and then they grow back stronger. So So just as you go to the
Ugh.
gym and break those muscles, you got to break that heart so
Ugh.
it grows back stronger and bigger.
Again, this is 17th time. We're now closing this episode. Have a great night. Sorry to be so short, 20 minutes. It's have to go. That's crazy. So you're
I never
saying
heard
that the
that.
heart is supposed to break?
Yes. Be stretched. Yes.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Do you
That's-
like that?
No, but I get I get it.
That's crazy.
I don't think nobody want to get their heart broke. I don't like that at
Well,
all.
when you say it comes back, like,
It
does
comes
it?
back stronger. Yeah, absolutely. And your capacity to feel is greater. So then your ability to receive and give love is also deeper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you're being prepared for the love of a lifetime.
Oh,
The
I
love of many
love that.
lifetimes.
Love it. Love it. I keep telling myself that, or I'm going to be an old lady with a bunch of cats. Either way,
You're
I
not.
love something. The cats or the men. Either way, something's going to happen. And tell me a little bit more about feminine and masculine energy, because I
Yeah.
feel like that is a real thing in this
Mhm.
day and age.
Mhm.
Like, so many independent women are saying like they can't find love. So many men are also, I feel like, not vulnerable enough, or they get to a point and then they're like scared
Yeah.
for like what that next feeling feels like.
Yeah. So in addition to there being masculine versus feminine, there's also the wounded masculine and the wounded feminine. So the wounded masculine is the part of the masculine that feels like he's not good enough and he's afraid to fail because he's afraid he's inadequate.
Mm.
And the wounded masculine is what causes burnout and overdrive and overfunctioning.
Hmm.
So the man who defines his self-worth based on his status and his money and like his partner, like that's the man who still didn't get the approval that he's been seeking his whole life, most likely from his father. And so that's causing him to like burn himself out trying to perform and overfunction. And then we can also see the wounded masculine in women, right? That's what we're talking
definitely-
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also the wounded feminine, which is like almost you can think of it as the unmet inner child, right? Who felt really disappointed, let down by dad, who wasn't emotionally available, wasn't present, right? And so that part of us who's still kind of like reaching out, wanting to be lovable, thinking we need to be perfect to be loved, right? That's the wounded feminine. And so most people are walking around with the wounded masculine and the wounded feminine. So it's not necessarily that women have to stop operating from the masculine, but we want to balance and be in our healthy masculine and our healthy feminine.
And how do you know that those two things are healthy?
Yeah. So to me, healthy masculine is like the structure, it's like the schedule of your day, right? And then the feminine is like the creativity and the
Oh my
flow.
God, explain the water bottle thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, explain the water bottle thing.
So the water bottle
There's the
container,
sample.
so the container is the masculine and it holds the flow, which is the feminine,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the structure of your day, your calendar holds the creativity and the juices flowing throughout the day. And you want both, right? Because without the structure, it just sort of gets messy and you fall apart. And then also with just structure, it just becomes kind of boring and there's no creativity, no flow. So you want both. And that is why we actually want a healthy masculine and a healthy feminine. Another way of thinking about this when it comes to energetics is that the masculine is about giving energy and the feminine is about receiving energy. So the masculine is about doing energy and the feminine is around being energy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let me say the first part. Giving is what?
masculine
And receiving is
is feminine.
I never receive.
Just think about the anatomy of the body.
Do you
right?
receive? You be receiving all the things? I need to work on it. I don't be receiving a thing.
Because even in your friendships, you could be in the masculine role where you're planning and pulling everyone
Yes.
together and giving and taking care of. And then your friends are all in their feminine being like, it's so great. I get to just receive. April makes the plans. I just show up.
Oh my God, is that me? Okay, what you gonna do for me today?
What you need, baby? I got you.
I want some sushi.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my God.
I got
want
you.
you to
You want
drive
me
me
to feed it to you?
home. Oh, yes. I love you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. I did not know that. I just felt like it was like the orchestrator, but it's deeper than that.
Yeah. Because you actually only need one of those in a group situation. Like at a restaurant, you don't need every person to be like, let me fix the thing. Let me talk to the waiter. You just need one person to do that. So you're that person. in your groups.
Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that.
And I think for you, it turns on and off. Because when you are loving and in a union and a connection, it's giving all the feminine energy and
Yeah,
all
which
the
I think
receiving.
is very interesting, but I think the last situation was that was the only time it was like that.
Okay.
And
Because
then
we worked on it. See, you have gotten better. You
yeah,
have to mark that,
I was
celebrate
definitely
that.
receiving all the things.
Mhm.
It was like I think that level of love feels so good.
Mhm.
But like I just don't understand how people just rip it away. Like that's the part I struggle with. The change in mind, or I think often I'm dealing with people that want to meet me where I am, but they're not there yet. Really there yet.
Yeah, I do think it takes so much self-awareness, because what I find is there's so many men who would articulate, oh, I want a powerful woman. I want a woman who knows what she wants. But then when you see them in action, they're actually quite intimidated by
Mm.
someone who shows up in that energy. You know, that's why I think men often date younger, because they want to be the Aladdin and like, I want to show you the world.
Mhm.
And the younger, less experienced you are, the more impressed you are by everything.
Yeah.
Right? The guy could take you to the same restaurant, but the woman's younger and she's like, I've never been to this restaurant before in my life.
Mhm.
Right? And you're
Yeah.
like, I ordered takeout from this place.
Yeah. I definitely am like, that's me.
I know the maitre d'. I don't have to wait for a
Hey
reservation.
guys, April, VIP, what's up with you? Like, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like that. Even if I try to dumb it down, though, it's hard for me. And I realize also through the work we did, dimming my light is just not what, like,
No.
even me dimming my light 40% is still brighter than the average light.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you're going to like do a bait and switch. Like you think he's pulling it back, but you might have not given him the clear impression of what your life really is about. Because maybe at the beginning you were like, oh, I don't want to scare him off.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't realize the ways you were kind of editing how you were showing up. And then maybe when he saw your fullness and the bigness of your life, he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so you experienced him as him pulling back, but maybe he would say, well, you kind of showed up differently at the beginning. I didn't realize you actually needed a different version of me.
Yeah. I feel like also, what do you think people need to be successful when in the world dating?
I do think that in this day and age, I feel like we're not just looking for the traditional like providership, or, you know, we're looking for someone who gives us emotional support, who sees us, understands
Yes.
us, right? And so we're looking for not just a friend, but also a lover, right? Because I
Mhm.
think that that's where you get a little messy too, is now we have this almost 50-50 equal relationship where the chemistry's gone. And it's like your
Mhm.
best friends, your roommates living together. So I do think it requires a level of commitment to growth and a level of self-awareness, right? It can't just be that you're like, oh, this is good enough. It's better than what our friends have. It has to be really like date nights, checking in with each other, understanding like, how are you experiencing one another? Like, you know, with everything else in life, I do feel like the self-awareness and commitment to growth is ultimately the personal development path.
Mhm.
And I do feel like those people who bring that lens to relationships end up having stronger, healthier relationships. Because if you're in a good relationship, even bad times make you better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You and these calls, you be on here really thinking.
It's always a session.
Yes, yes.
Always a
Excuse me,
session.
we're not taking any callers. We need
Yeah.
all the advice
Right.
ourselves.
Mhm.
Let's talk about like the additional unconventional work people can do, which we've done, and we just got finished talking about breathwork and meditation and being in an unconscious state. Am I saying that correctly?
Altered state.
Altered state. And really, what is the unconventional thoughts around that? I think me and Savannah both have done unconventional things, and I do think it has given us a lot of clarity. And we just got finished talking before we went on camera about breath work. We
Mhm.
went to a session separately, but with a gentleman that was introduced to us through a friend. And I said I never went back because it was too intense for me.
Mhm.
Why didn't you go back?
I just didn't. Like, it was
But it
so
had to be
weird.
a reason why.
Well, it's rough. Like, you think it's just breathing. Like, oh, I'm gonna go in here and lay on this mat and breathe. No, it's intense. And it's
3-part breath work,
Yes.
right? Like,
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it's like
I
you have to
couldn't-
psych yourself up for that. So when I thought I was ready, I actually reeled it back. Like, actually, no, I'm not ready for this yet. And it's just time.
Yeah, I realized when I went to go do it that I was really never breathing. Like that I always am in like a suffocated state. So for me to even get to like, he was basically like, you need 78 sessions to breathe again. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was the part for me that was so daunting, that I was so, I guess, contracted, like this, that it was
That's
like
a freeze response.
So break that down.
Yeah. So fight, flight,
Flight,
freeze.
Yeah.
There's also fawn.
We spoke about
we
this.
talked about
Yeah.
this.
And so the freeze response would be like dissociating, numbing out.
Yes.
So it looks like calm to everybody else. And I know you because I worked with you, but it's like you can handle the most chaotic situations and everyone's like, wow, you look so calm. But it's like because a part of you has been trained to disassociate.
I feel like I always go into protection. So my first one, I went to my right side and went into like a fetal position.
What is
He's
that
like,
called?
You protected yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've noticed that when I take people to altered states, that a lot of the women will go in like a little fetal position and roll up on their side.
And
Yeah,
why
it's protection.
Is that?
Yeah.
But what state is that then? If it's not fight,
I think it is a form of like freeze. Yeah. It's like you can't quite run away because you have to stay on the mat. So you're like, let me roll up in a ball and get as small as possible. Maybe they won't see me.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, that's like, oh, that's crazy.
I know.
I also feel like and I talked a little bit about this, and one of the reasons we wanted you to have you come on is like, everybody talks about therapy. Like, and even the 18-week course I did with you is very unconventional, I would say. And even the commitment, like even the idea of taking the 18-week course, and it was 3 hours on Wednesday, and I'd be like, ma'am, 3 hours, like.
I mean, like 2 hours, but I go long.
Yeah. But I would want to stay on, and I want to hear the questions and get the information. She's like, you can stay and talk. I have time. And I'm like, I have to get to work, but I want to talk. But I think even that, just in making that space in itself for 18 weeks was a big thing.
Yeah.
And then to come to the end of it with all of the work. But I think in talking about like all the unconventional things, because I think people go, and I think that there is a lot of stigma around therapy because people go and feel like it becomes monotonous. Like talking about the same thing.
Talking about your problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing I loved about the 18-week course is like we would study something for that week, and then we would come out with like, now you're going to do this. You're going to apply this. And I'm that kind of person. Like I need tools. You know what I mean? And I think that is the difference between therapy and even with breath work and being in this altered state, I think allows you to get there quicker than just traditional therapy.
For sure. I would say therapy is very much backward looking, and the work that we do is forward looking. And we might go into the past sometimes when it's relevant, but for like a session so that we can break through it, heal it, and move forward. Whereas I feel like sometimes in therapy, maybe because there isn't a full, toolkit of modalities, what they do is they just keep connecting it back. Oh, it's like that time you were 5. Oh, it's like what happened to you when you were a kid. Oh, let's talk about that. And it sort of makes you feel like you almost can't break it because it's just what happened to you in the past. And now you're just wounded with this thing. And the best you can do is just hopefully have some self-awareness around it so you can mitigate it. But there isn't this sense of like you could actually set yourself free from the pattern.
That's the thing for me. It's like I know that therapy is important in trying to figure out what the best modality is for you. And I feel like I haven't been able to identify exactly what that modality is for me because it's always going back. But
you need to go on the 18-week program.
Yes, I feel like you would like that.
Alchemy journey.
Yeah, I do think that
everyone's telling you. Even Jane was like, do that first.
Yeah, I do think the alchemy journey did do that for me, and unlocking, because you do touch on so many different things, sex,
love,
healing,
money,
love, everything.
family.
I think being a boss, like all of the things. And I think that was like, I went from Hoffman to like therapy to the 18-week course. But for me, like every time I'm itching from therapy, like I get an itch. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. What's next? I'll call her and be like, hey, can we whatever, like, or I'll go to Breathwork or I'll do something. I can't really get with meditation. I
can do it, but it has to be guided. I can't do it by myself. I have
So
to, like
guided, because I
I have to be
also did,
guided.
what is the man's name that does trans?
TM?
Yes, I did TM too.
Okay.
I did a 10-week. I done did everything, but I did a 10-week course there. But I was in there falling asleep. They give me that chant, and I was out there knocked out. The man
Mhm.
lady was like, "Miss," you
Oh,
know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
no,
they
yeah, I
give
can
you your own chant, and like I did
Mhm.
TM as well. I just feel like I still couldn't really grasp onto that. Maybe because I was too exhausted.
I
mm,
also think that the body keeps the score. And so the work that we do is very somatic and
mhm,
it includes feeling your emotions. Because to me, I feel like you can't heal what you're not yet ready to feel.
mhm.
Mm,
And do you remember what you told me when you did Hoffman? You were like, I couldn't really cry. I couldn't really feel
yes. Yeah.
anything. And then Jing was like, oh, well, then you should go to Victoria.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's when you started feeling it. You're like, I'm feeling so much. What is up with this?
Yeah, I was
mhm,
crying all over the place. I was like,
mhm.
"Oh my god, this is so." Yeah, I feel like that is very interesting. You can't heal. Oh,
Can't heal what
Yeah,
you're
I
not
don't
yet
feel
ready to
yeah.
feel.
Okay.
0%.
You need to go to.
I don't be feeling I was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's that."
yeah, that's what I mean. I was crying over sushi. I just told her the
Yeah, and it's
episode.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I just move on. I guess it wasn't for me." I was like,
Yeah.
"What? The sushi place is closed?" Like, I feel like I cried
I
more
thought
than
you meant you cried because the sushi was so beautiful or tasted
no,
amazing.
it was
No.
closed and I was devastated. I was like, what the hell is happening? It's so upsetting. I do think we should take a few callers for
Okay.
you. So you're gonna grab the headphones.
Let's do it.
I think we all have moments where we say, I'm fine, I feel fine. But feeling fine doesn't necessarily mean we know what's going on inside our bodies. For me, I wanted more than just the basics. I get an annual checkup. I wanted to see the full picture. That's why I decided to try Function. Function is the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and then helps you actually understand what to do with it. They test over 160 biomarkers from heart to hormones to toxins to inflammation and stress. You can even get a multi region MRI and CT scan, and everything is tracked in one secure place over time. So you can literally watch how your health evolves. What surprises me the most was how simple it was. Function has more than 2,000 lab locations across the US, so I don't have to go out of my way. I just schedule a quick visit and it was done. The price, $4.99 a year, that's $137 a day to access tests and insights that would cost over $10,000 if you went out and did it on your own. What I love is the insights that come straight from a doctor and are based on my results, not generic advice. There's no agenda, just real unbiased health data that makes me take ownership in what's happening with my body. One of the most eye-opening parts for me was to see the numbers. I had never had a test before. My thyroid levels, which can affect everything from energy to focus, even stress markers, seeing the data made me think about how I manage my days differently. It's not about a panic or a fear, it's about information. And having that information changes how I show up for myself. Learn more and join using my link. The first 1,000 get $100 credit towards their membership. Visit functionhealth.com/everybody's crazy or use code everybody's crazy 100 at sign up to own your health.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name? Where are you from? And what's your crazy? And just
Um,
you're also here with me, Savannah, and Victoria. We're just talking a little bit about love and all the things. So if you heard us, you'll hear the conversation, but we would love to hear from you.
okay. My name is Crystal and I'm from Atlanta.
Hi, Crystal.
So, my crazy is I have a crush on a man who doesn't know who I am at the moment. Um, because he's like low key famous. Um, and I want to I asked him like through his like stream if we could go on a date, and he saw my little comment and said yes, which is crazy to me as well.
Yeah, that's crazy to me too. Wait a minute. So, how do you know? How does, I guess, new age dating is different. So, I don't know. Do people ask people out online? Is that
I
normal?
mean, I just did it to see if I could get a response. I usually don't shoot my shot because I I guess I'm one of those girls who are just like, I feel like the guy has to come to me.
Hmm.
So you said
But I'm trying to change that.
Okay, so Victoria has a question.
you said he's low key famous, and so I'm curious, what about him is it that you think you know and therefore like him?
Um, well, right now I feel like it's just like a physical attraction. Um, I just like, I guess, his online presence,
Okay.
and yeah.
So I would say that if you are serious about finding someone, chances are you're projecting qualities onto this person that you don't really know of what you're looking for.
Hmm.
And if you have a pattern or habit of, even going after people who are not available emotionally or physically because they're in a relationship, this might be an extension of a pattern like that where you're keeping yourself actually from being fulfilled, which is to be in relationship with someone truly, right? It feels like you're still maybe projecting a fantasy onto someone that won't be real.
That's an interesting advice. I mean, I can't imagine dating someone online, so I don't know. Like, I feel like to me that feels inaccessible to me personally. Like, you're like
Hmm.
looking at somebody and being like, "Oh yeah," and I feel like I am in the vicinity of pretty successful, unaccessible people, and I still look at them as unaccessible to me because that's not who I necessarily want to be with. But I feel like also do you have like an active dating life? I guess is the other thing.
Like, what's your dating pattern?
Oh, no. Well, I was in a relationship last year, but since then I haven't been dating actually at all.
Yeah. I feel like you have to, and I get it. I was in a relationship last year too, and I have not really dated either, just out of, I don't know, I can't get it together, but I'm working on that, neither here nor there. But but I feel like just trying to step your foot out in something that is accessible instead of
And real.
and real. Like, I mean, I guess if he responds back and you go on a date with him, but I think,
Take it offline.
yeah, take it offline maybe.
Hmm.
She was talking, Savannah.
I'm
Did
like,
you?
I ain't heard nothing.
Oh yeah, Savannah didn't
I
hear,
was
but
having technical
she was
difficulties.
having technical difficulties, but we were just talking about she admires somebody online
Mhm.
and she went onto his stream and asked him out
Oh,
and he said yes, but now she's like, okay, what
now
now?
what? Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, also, how do you know if somebody is online and they're single?
Kinda don't
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Girl,
just yeah.
go date in Atlanta and let's
In
figure
real
out what's
life, yeah.
happening there. Cause first of all, online is fake and phony.
Mhm.
Just so you know, that's how I feel.
That's the fact.
Like I feel like even sometimes people will look at me or April's office like, oh, you have it together. I'm like, girl, I'm drowning by a thread. Doggy paddling. I just feel like it's not,
Yeah.
you don't really know what you're dealing with. And I feel
Mhm.
like try in your local market first. And listen, if it's meant for you, the universe will have him and you meet up somewhere in passing and then maybe it'll happen.
Okay.
Okay. See you later.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Girl, why do people want to date people online?
I think that's the primary source of vetting.
It wasn't like an online dating app, though.
No, it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it was.
She just crushed on this guy who she said is low key famous.
Oh,
Like, it sounded like he was a streamer.
okay. Interesting.
And then she went on the stream and said,
Mhm.
hey, do you want to go on a date? I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was a streamer, I'd be like, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I
yes,
was
yes.
yeah, that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
I'm pretty sure men swipe right on everybody.
Mhm.
Do you think that's true?
And then they just see who swiped on them and they're like, great.
That's
No,
crazy.
I'm stressed about that. Why you have to say that? Everybody, Victoria's terrible. Let's take a caller. Oh my God. Jesus Christmas.
Hello, who we speaking to? Where you from and what's your crazy?
Hi, my name's Shanice and I'm from Portland. How are you guys?
Hey,
We're
Shanice from
good.
Portland. What's your crazy? You're here with me, Savannah, and Victoria.
So my crazy is I grew up with really strict parents and they didn't let us sleep over at anyone's house, like ever. So now that I'm an adult, it's like if I'm visiting a friend, I mean if I'm visiting another city, I go straight to a hotel. I never really sleep at my friend's house because I just always feel guilty that I'm an inconvenience, or I just was raised, hey, don't inconvenience people, get a hotel. And lately my friends have been getting really offended that they're like, why don't you just stay with us? Like, what's going on? So do you think I'm crazy that I prefer to stay at a hotel than a friend's house?
Yes, that's April. I do think that's crazy.
Really?
Girl,
I think
just
it's
go
because it's your
ahead.
friend. I feel like
What?
your parents were protecting you, from certain situations. I feel like when your parents don't let you spend a night at houses, it's
I
like
agree
it's a
with that.
fear and a protection.
Correct. I agree.
But I do think that when you're going with your friends, you could trust your friends to stay
Yeah,
with them.
like, girl, I want to get dressed with you. We want to
Yeah.
dance, have some wine, and then you
Yeah.
over at
But
the
what if
hotel.
But what if I'm not there to see them? Like, what if I'm in LA to, just take a solo trip? I usually just want to,
Now it's starting to sound
get a
sneaky.
hotel.
What you doing? What is you
No,
doing,
no.
Shanice?
I didn't tell anyone I was here.
Like, if I'm in town, no, seriously, if I'm in town, I live in Portland. There's not any good malls. There's not, it's not really much happening. So if I want to take a weekend trip to Portland and stay at a really nice hotel in LA or Chicago, my friends are like, why don't you stay with us? And I just feel guilty because they got kids and a husband.
that's
I'm not
fine.
mad
I
at
just
that.
don't want to
Yeah.
be inconvenient.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that
So
perspective.
It's different waking up with kids in the house.
I agree with that occasionally, but I
Mhm.
do think coming to town and visiting your friends and staying
You
with
wanna
them
be
is
with them.
important too. So I think
Yeah.
you can do two things can be true.
Yes.
Or a portion of the trip you
Okay.
could be like, girl, I'm gonna stay with you. We're gonna go out to dinner, but I don't
Mhm.
mess with your kids. See, like also be honest with them. I don't want to wake up with your husband in the house and a bunch of things going on. I'm trying to go do what I'm gonna do. So
Mhm.
I think you could do both things. I thought you was just going to visit them and staying in
At
a
a hotel.
hotel, which
Yeah,
I
same.
think is wild.
No.
Okay, so then that is fair. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Same.
Okay, and sorry, another thing. I was listening to the conversation you guys were
Yes.
talking about, and my question is, I'm a nurse and I work really hard, and I'm single, and people are always saying, "Oh, you need to get into your feminine energy." How do you tap into your feminine energy when you're single and you take care of yourself? Like, if you're paying all the bills and you are like a full-blown adult taking care of yourself, how do you tap into your feminine energy if that's all you know?
Victoria will
Yeah.
answer that very well.
Yeah, so I would say, even the female CEOs I work with have this issue because they're used to managing and putting out fires and taking care of everything. And ultimately, when you get home, you have to consciously turn that part of you off and see if you can get into your relaxation. Even taking a bath is going to help you switch. Getting a massage will help you switch. Anything where you're pampering yourself, letting yourself be spoiled, letting yourself even connect and talk with a girlfriend where you're actually doing most of the talking versus holding space and listening, because that's actually the masculine. So if you're in your feminine talking and sharing, that's going to actually also put you in your feminine energy.
So those are small things, but I agree. It is a balance of finding it. And I mean, she talked about it like being in some of your masculine energy and some of your feminine. I do think getting in your feminine energy for me is so hard, and being friends with somebody that's so feminine, Savannah.
That's why
She's
you guys
giving
perfect
butterfly.
chemistry.
I'm like, hi, are you here? What's happening?
I'm here. I'm working on it, but
yeah.
it's hard to tap into my feminine in that way. I mean, I'm sorry, into my masculine in
Yeah.
that way. It's hard for me.
Yeah, I know. And and I'll be envious. I'll be like, come on, tap in so I can tap in on this side. I want to do a wife swap, a Friday, Freaky Fridays, Friday the 13th. I'm trying to do it. I just feel like that is I agree with you. It's very hard when you're so used to coasting through life, being majority in your masculine energy is something that I am consciously working on. And I do think Victoria's book was super helpful for me personally to try to tap in. So maybe reading that as well will give you a lot of like tools to try to do. And they're even small tools, like even like saying holding space with a friend where you talk more is huge. Like, I think that is a
And
huge
doable.
thing. Yes,
It's not
and
it's not
doable.
a large feat to like
Yeah,
just be like,
exactly.
okay, girl, sit here and listen.
Yeah, I don't even tell you to listen. I just start talking.
That's true.
Yeah, I
This
love
is true.
that. You're basically my husband. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for calling us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah, I think that is a real thing for women.
Mhm.
Really tapping.
And I think too, just understanding what it is. Like, what is feminine energy and being in it? What is masculine energy and being in it?
Feminine energy, I don't
And
feel
having a
like
balance.
feminine energy, I don't think you do anything.
That's not true.
It's about the quality versus the quantity.
What you think you doing?
All the things.
What?
Very femininely.
She tosses her hair
All the
when she
things.
does things.
Listen, what do you do?
I don't know. It's so funny because at one point I didn't think I was feminine at all.
What?
I
Oh
didn't,
my God,
No,
the
seriously,
most
I didn't
feminine.
think so. So part of my intention, I did like a detox. And part of my intention was to tap into my feminine energy. And basically,
gotta
I
chill.
did all of the things that you were saying. I got massages. I started my first round of like talk therapy. I was like taking baths. Like this is when I first started doing all of that. And I just think that that is a space that felt the best. So I just
Stayed in it.
stayed there.
Yeah, she's very good at it. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, but I think feminine energy is doing nothing.
So for me, the masculine is the part that gets shit done,
Yes.
right? And then the feminine is about, okay, let's celebrate it. Let's get into the quality of life now. So the masculine is about quantity, like did we get it done? And then the feminine's like, okay, how did it feel? Are we celebrating? Are we enjoying our life?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy how everything taps back and ties it. Shit is crazy.
Wait a minute, so what?
Like when we were just talking on last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, and it was like, you don't take the time for the little moments. You rush
Yes,
and do all
that's
the
me.
things. And I'm like, but I live in the little moments.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
the feminine.
Yeah, she lives there forever, like this, like a panda on a
Oh,
ice
panda,
cube.
I love it.
Meanwhile, the jaguar is over here.
Hunting.
Yes, hunting,
Bring me-
smacking people around, pimp
Bring
slapping
me some
people.
more eucalyptus.
Yes, you over here just chilling.
Yeah. But it's just crazy how it really, like when you break it down and look at it for what it is, like it's very clear.
But I don't want to be here, but I think it's so hard to get out.
It's a muscle, right? You got to practice. You got to go to the gym and lift the weights.
Yeah, I take a bath every day, 70 baths a day. And it don't be working. I'm not floating in my feminine energy.
There's other
For
things
you,
gotta
it's
do.
more about receiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like who's
So
competent
stop
enough to receive?
caretaking and giving and doing and leading and managing.
Okay.
You have to trust that it will still get done. You will still be taken care of, even if you're not handling it.
Got it. Very interesting.
Wow, that is crazy.
Very good. Let's take a voicemail.
Hey, my name's Liam from Wisconsin, and I'm 20. I just broke up with my girlfriend, and she's like, you know what I mean, she's cute, she's bubbly personality and stuff like that, and like, there's great chemistry, but the reason I broke up with her was because every single time I would try to like tell her that like something bothered me that she did, it would like turn into like a fight, and that was kind of hard to deal with. I wasn't really trying to deal with that all the time, you know, like ideally I could kind of like tell you things without you having to like tell me about shit, you know, and like I miss her a little bit, and I'm just kind of wondering, like, do you guys think that was the right move? Do you guys think that might have been? Do you guys think I should have tried to wait it out? I waited for 7 months. That was like an issue. As soon as we started the relationship, and I told her, I was like, this is going to be an issue, and then it just didn't change. It never got better. If anything, it got worse. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think I should have waited? Do you think I made a mistake? What do you think?
It depends on, did you give her feedback about how she was taking the feedback? And I also need to know what kind of feedback were you giving and how were you giving the feedback?
I feel like if everything is a fight, it's a no.
Yeah.
Like
It's
if I
just-
can't have a conversation with you about anything without you getting offended or thinking that I'm coming at you a certain type
Yeah.
of way, it's not worth the conversation.
Even if, I mean, he don't even sound like he giving no real feedback. He sounds
He
so
was giving
chill.
very
He
chill,
sounds so
yeah.
like, he sounds like he's in Wisconsin
He's like-
smoking weed and eating cheese. Like, like, I just feel like, what feedback is he giving that you got to be popping off all the time? He said he was over it. And he don't even really miss her.
He said,
Yeah, I kind
Kind
of
of.
miss
Yeah.
her. What does that mean?
I feel like that goes back to what you said of
It may be
people staying
uncomfortable.
somewhere
Yeah.
because they're Is it comfortable ultimately?
Yeah, you'd rather have something than be alone.
Mhm.
And people usually are used to settling for whatever they experience as love growing up.
Do you think people so I think people get too comfortable also with being alone.
Like you?
Yeah.
What expected that one was you?
Okay, what minutes are we at, Josh? This should be fucking over. Yes, like me, becoming comfortable with being alone. Is that bad?
So it actually only takes two things to be securely attached. It just requires you to be able to take care of your own needs, like put your feelings and needs first, but then also be pro-relational and think about someone else's feelings and needs. So an avoidantly attached person is only thinking about themselves, and then an anxiously attached person is spending too much time thinking about the other person. So we're on that spectrum, are you? Can you think about yourself and the other person kind of, balanced at the same time?
No.
Okay, so that's the part to work on.
What is it when you do have the balance, but it's not, maybe it is a little bit unbalanced. Like you think about the other person, but your comfort is more important.
So I do feel that we should be self-responsible and take care of our needs. Like we wouldn't fight with our partners so much if we actually knew how to give ourselves what we wanted versus be like, I'm not happy until you make me happy, or I don't feel loved until you make me feel loved, right? So I think there is an element of be self-responsible, put your oxygen mask on first. But if you have a pattern of being like, I don't care that you don't like Italian, I don't care that you don't want to go to that, I don't care what movie you want to watch, then you have to ask yourself, like, am I really making space for another person? And then chances are you're going to get bored really fast, right? Because ultimately you want to feel like there's energy, like there's something that you're kind of push-pulling with versus it's just you in the relationship.
You're all right. You looking frazzled, baby. You good. You good.
It's okay. I'll stick around after. We'll do a session.
Oh my God. No, I think it's mind-blowing.
It is. It really is.
Because
it's so simple and it makes so much sense.
Well, she makes it sound so simple. That's also not
it's
normal.
simple but not easy.
I think just in the way that it can be received to someone to be able to implement pieces of it. It's like, oh, okay, like I could totally do that.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to put the work in and do it consistently. Like I think that's crazy.
I say that in a book. It's simple but not easy.
Yeah. And I think people automatically go to where they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing about it is I try to be uncomfortable. I just feel like sometimes I say to myself, like, is it truly worth it? Like, is this worth it? Like, am I gonna or will I be disappointed? You know what I mean? And I think that that's the piece that always I'm like, I'll deal with that later. Or like, because the being desired, I don't think is my issue. Like, I think I am desired. It's just like, how much do I want to engage with being desired?
Because you don't want to be disappointed.
I don't want to be disappointed. And I feel like I almost want somebody like to come and be like, ta-da, this is it. Like, I don't know that I want to do the work. So, like, I don't think I want to do the work to get to know the person.
Got it.
That's why I think
You
I
want
have
the
so many guy
package
friends.
already done. All
Yeah,
you gotta
just
do
want
is come
somebody
on
to
my
Why isn't
doorstep.
she with one of her guy friends?
Obviously no names being said, but she know how I feel. She knows, and it is that.
Yeah.
And she'd be like,
Stop friend zoning.
What?
Good guys.
Yeah.
Everybody's crazy. Oh my God. Can you come back 78? Can you come back every season?
Absolutely.
Every week?
Yeah.
No, every season.
Every season.
Yeah.
I think I would love if you're open to it when this episode drops to do like a live Q&A.
Oh, yeah.
On Everybody's Crazy, like the day it
Absolutely.
drops. So Dar, if we can just tag. I think you're so special and amazing. I think what you do simplifies everything that feels hard.
It really does.
And sign me up for the 18-week course. I'm back.
Probably need to sign myself.
I love that.
Yes.
No, I actually tell all the grads, I'm like, if you need to come back, you just do another round for free because I'm committed to your transformation.
Listen, I feel like it's just, I want to be able to find the thing that I'm missing but I also have to put in the work, more work, which I feel like
Yeah.
I do a lot of work.
We just need to heal from this prior heartbreak because you were so open and ready to receive love, and then you were crushed. And so you just went back into your shell. So we just need to heal this recent time that you contracted.
Well, that's that, guys.
Yep.
Talking about healing, wheeling, and dealing.
Thank you,
We love you,
guys.
Victoria. Thank
Thank you,
you,
Victoria.
guys.
Thanks so much.
Oh.
Thank you for having
Bye.
me.